Hi, this is Edward Underhill. I'm currently at home in a surprisingly cold Southern California, listening to my neighbor's giant animatronic Minnie Mouse sing Christmas carols in their front yard because they go all out for the holidays. So that's definitely making this moment even more surreal. I just found out that my adult fiction debut, The In-Between Bookstore, is a LibraryReads top 10 pick for January 2025, and I am genuinely floored and honored and so grateful. I was a total library kid growing up. I spent so many hours there, and the library was where I found what are honestly still some of my favorite books for the first time. I actually remember when my little suburb got this exciting new thing called interlibrary loan. I still remember my parents telling me about it and how now I could check out books from 5 different libraries instead of just one. It felt like magic to look up a book I wanted on the computer and then it would show up a few days later, even if it wasn't on the shelves of my relatively tiny local library. That was just my world expanding. So especially now when books by trans and queer authors are under attack, when we're being told our stories don't belong in libraries, that our very existence is somehow threatening or dangerous, I just can't even tell you how much it means to know so many of you voted for my book. The In-Between Bookstore is about a trans man named Darby who's about to turn 30 and recently laid off and having a bit of a quarter-life crisis, if you know, you know. And when he finds out that his mom is downsizing, he decides to go back to his small hometown and help her move. And while he's there, he visits In Between Books, the independent bookstore he used to work at in high school. And when he walks through the door, he enters a time slip and encounters his pre-transition teenage self behind the register. So it's basically the book version of if you could tell your younger self anything, what would it be? It's also about making sense of your past. Darby had this big falling out with his best friend Michael when he was in high school, and Michael, it turns out, is still there in the small hometown, now grown up, which means Darby has a chance to try to figure out what went wrong between them and whether there's any chance to repair their relationship. And the town the story takes place in, while fictional, is very much like the places that I grew up in the Midwest. I wrote it as I was wrestling with these very complicated feelings about home and what it was like to grow up queer and trans in a place that didn't make space for that, or where those identities didn't and often still don't have a lot of visibility. But libraries exist everywhere. Even where independent bookstores don't quite reach, there are often still libraries. So to know that you see this book, to know that you are out there fighting for voices like mine to stay on the shelves, to be read, to be seen, it means so much. I hope you know I am very much in this fight with you. Thank you for this honor and for everything that you do.